Hello and welcome to Reroll. My name is Angus Morrison, bringing you a roundup of the opening day of Steam's 2013 Summer Getaway Sale. I'll be highlighting the biggest deals and most interesting games, those not to be missed, and games which are to be avoided at all costs, no matter how cheap. For those new to the wonderful world of impulse purchasing, Steam sales consist of daily deals and flash sales. Daily deals, as the name implies, last for 24 hours at a time and will form the meat of these videos. And I'm expecting great things this summer. The last few sales, January in particular, had rather underwhelming daily deals which tended to be repeated across the course of the sale. And this time round, I'd like to see some bigger discounts on a more varied range of titles. Flash sales are where the serious deals are usually snagged, appearing for 8 hours at a time before being replaced by the next set. For reasons which I hope are obvious, one video every 24 hours won't allow me to cover these in their entirety, but when I see a particularly promising individual, I will give it a mention here with instructions to hurry. Do remember that there are dozens of games on sale which fall under neither daily deals nor flash sales, too many to enumerate in full. If there is a specific game you've been after for a while, make sure to check its individual page. But on to business, and I would be remiss if I did not start with the wonderful, magical, truly special BioShock Infinite. Starting the summer in style, BioShock Infinite is half price, down from $34.99 to $17.49. Admittedly, that's only 51 pence cheaper than Amazon, but hey, 51 pence. And you hardly need my recommendation here. If you haven't bought Infinite by now, it's likely that you were just waiting for a good sale to roll round before getting your hands on it. BioShock Infinite has received universal critical acclaim, gathering 9s and 10s across the board and causing me to effectively gush with admiration in my review, playing here in the background. It's not perfect, certainly. It can often feel like the gameplay is mere padding wrapped around the story, but the mechanics are solid enough and the tale spun by Irrational is beautiful. A trip through Colombia's floating streets is not to be missed. Up next is Hotline Miami at a massive 75% off, coming in at £1.74. Hotline Miami certainly isn't for the faint-hearted. Even pixelated ultraviolence can have a tendency to turn the stomach, but it's not to be missed at any price, and you could scrape this amount together by picking change off the street. A trippy, top-down massacre sim set in 80s Miami, mysterious phone calls direct you in the assassination of various individuals. You're tasked with clearing each floor of a building before proceeding, without checkpoints, I might add, so it's a game which tests planning and twitch reactions in equal measure. Thankfully, the controls are very well tuned, and frustration is alleviated by the instant respawns. The game is fast and relentless, and you'll always need just one more go. Hotline Miami also attempts to make you question the nature of violence in games, to figure out why you do what you do. But if you're not into the deep stuff, it's damn fun to clear a room full of thugs with a crowbar. Antichamber is another game attempting to make you question the reality of things and the nature of games themselves. It's a puzzler which sets out to deliberately mess with the gamer's natural instincts, to first elicit behaviours which it knows are fruitless, before forcing you to sit back and study the problem at hand. Ultimately, it can't quite help falling into familiar gaming routine, as later play returns to more straightforward problem solving and introduces Antichamber's own take on guns. But it's an experience, and one that's hard to put into words. For £5.09, a generous 66% off, it's worth a try for yourself. Don't Starve is an odd one. 20% off at £14.39, it numbers among the survival genre which gained strength after Minecraft's rather spectacular success. The premise is simple, it's in the title for God's sake. Survival in its purest form, the goal is simply to survive, with a few twists and turns thrown into the later game by developer Klei Entertainment. You're provided with no instructions or guides, something which I very much like, especially among survival games, and left to get on with the business of surviving. It's not always intuitive though. It suffers from the curse of old-school adventure games in that some creations required the stars to align and your thoughts to synchronize with the peculiar brand of logic used by the developer in making the crafting system. Trial and error is the order of the day, and given that permadeath is a key feature of the game, this can at times feel unfair. And the game drags after a while. How do you make a proper endgame when the goal is to not end? To its credit though, the artwork is beautiful, and if you're looking to spend a few hours in the wilderness, you won't find prettier than Don't Starves. For £7? Maybe. I feel I scarcely need to mention Valve's own Left 4 Dead 2. Released way back in 2009, it ends up on sale every few weeks, and now sits at an incredibly low £3.74. And if you want to bring your friends along, a 4-pack can be picked up for £11.24. If there's one title in Thursday's offerings that I suggest you avoid, it is Defiance. Developed by Trion Worlds, Defiance is a third-person MMO shooter tied in with the TV show of the same name, with the promise that events in the game will affect the second series of the show airing next year. Now, unless that concept really appeals to you, give Defiance a miss. It is incredibly bland, making little attempt to break with MMO tradition. It aims at accessibility for those viewers of the show who might not be familiar with MMO fundaments, but as a result, there's not an awful lot going on. It is 66% off, costing a mere £6.79, but it's not for me. Among the flash sales, most notable are the Skyrim Legendary Edition and Grid 2, and by the time this review goes live there will be little time remaining on the generous 40% discount. If you're interested in either of those, please do hurry. Both are $17.99, but you might find it useful to know that the base copy of Skyrim, without DLC and legendary skills, is available for $12.99 on Amazon, so if you're after a cheap summer time sink, that may well be the way to go. The opening sale boasts a few more titles, including Scribblenauts Unlimited, Call of Juarez Gunslinger, Endless Space and Tokitori 2+, but Bioshock Infinite, Hotline Miami, Antichamber and, potentially, Don't Starve are the best of the bunch. Bioshock really makes this group, and if the summer sale continues to boast these big, important titles, we're in for a very good few days. Stay tuned to the Hub video, updates will be coming out daily. Subscribe to be notified immediately, and share these videos with anyone looking to bolster their library this summer. If you have any suggestions, things you'd like to see in these videos, please remember they're time sensitive, go right ahead and leave them in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow.